So this is going to be a two-parter because we're going to go into a couple other subjects. But this comment, although I don't have any problems with this comment, it just typifies some of the things that were said, especially on my Facebook page. Some of the commenters on that one. When I posted the one with the guy who was a Catholic priest, and he's telling what marriage is, as far as it being a contract between a male and a father, and the purchase of the daughter. That is, so marriage was a contract of property rights. It wasn't a love romanticized thing as we have today. And of course, things have been changed today. And this is why I keep saying these books are cultural. They're not for all times. Because if they were for all times, then we'd still be living by those rules, those regulations. Women would still not have a choice. They'd be betrothed to a husband. They wouldn't have a choice as to who they marry based on their affections towards that person. Now, many people were also saying, oh, you don't know what you're talking about. Why you listen to a pedophile? You're going to say that all Catholic priests are pedophiles? That's like saying that all black men are thieves. That's like saying that all white men are racist. You cannot categorize everybody into one group simply because of the bad behavior of some. But it is not like the man is misquoting your Bible. He is quoting your Bible. And some said, you got to give chapter and verse, where you can go through and look at some of your favorite stories. Abraham took on Hagar as his slave wife and impregnated her and had the child Ishmael. You're going to say, well, Ishmael didn't get the inheritance. That ain't got shit to do with the fact that that became his wife. You got to look at the story of Jacob. Jacob went into a contract. That contract, he got tricked. He got Leah first, and then he actually got Rachel. But then because they was having a baby making competition, you then had 2 additional slave wives to Jacob, and they even called them his wives when he was on his way back to his brother Esau. So there are many examples that you have of what marriage looks like. Y'all just like to pick the ones that you like somebody else said, cherry picking. You like to pick the ones that says that when a man leaves his mother and father and he cleaves to his wife, but it doesn't tell you about how they become husband and wife. You want to look at a Proverbs 38 woman, Proverbs 31 woman, or you want to say, look at what Jesus said, that when a man and a woman comes into a marriage, that's a commitment, and no man should tear it asunder, because Moses gave them the writ of divorce. One person actually went to the point of saying, how can a man write that? They didn't have paper. My dear, they had papyrus. They wrote on scrolls. There was a form of paper. It ain't the same. You ain't got your binder notebook like today. Come on, people, use your brain. But in part 2, I'm going to talk about how many people, they want me to give them chapter and verse because they've never read it and they don't know it. And I'm going to give you an example of that in part 2 of what just happened in the lounge yesterday.